So hello guys, and welcome to another episode of the Mod and Fangame Showcase, and today I will be taking another look at Paper Mario the Origami King Refolded. So basically this mod basically aims to kind of expand the scope of Origami King and kind of add some of the elements that a lot of people felt were missing. It basically kind of fulfills the potential that Origami King has. And it does a lot of things, like improves the battle system with combat, adds new enemies and NPCs, and the variety of NPCs here is more like the original games now. So I think it's really cool that they're kind of expanding upon this game in many different ways. So one of the features that were kind of added in one of the new updates was different shops with like exclusive items in like each region. I'm not sure if this was in like previous versions, but it is cool to see that like there's actually some variety now and some reasons to go to some of these other towns and places like that. Then you could also see some of the different items here, like the Super Shroom Shake, I believe that is, as well as like the dried shroom. I think that's pretty cool. I'm kind of surprised that the dried shroom wasn't an actual item in Origami King that you could use regularly. It was just like kind of like a key item. But now, it seems like it's an actual item here. And then another new thing here is the fact that weapons are actually sold at the accessory places, since accessories are kind of like pseudo badges, and then the weapons are also a little similar to badges as well. So it's cool to see that the accessory places are kind of now a one-stop shop for like different things like weapons and accessories and things, making them more like basically the bad shops from the older Paper Mario games. So that's pretty cool. And I already bought a couple of the weapons, which are new and everything, and I'm not sure if I showed off all of the ones in the previous video, because in the last video, I did have the multi-bounce boots, mega jump boots, ultra hammer, and different things like that. Let's see. Okay, I think I need to buy them here. We got the drill stomp boots. And the volley hammer. I feel like one of the criticisms that I had with Origami King was the fact that it didn't have enough weapons. Like, there wasn't that much variety when it came to the weapons. So I think it's cool that this mod is kind of adding a lot to the combat. So now we're going to take a look at some of the enemies that they added, specifically in the Scorching Sandpaper Desert, because there are a few new ones that appeared. Like, for example, like the Stone Chomps, or I think that's what that is representing, the Paper Macho Stone Chomps in the desert, which is pretty cool. Kind of a callback to Paper Mario 64. So here's one of the new enemies, the Bandit, which is originally from Yoshi's Island, but was definitely prevalent in the older Paper Mario games. So I want to demonstrate their attacks. So I'm not going to line them up exactly here. I'm just going to... just so they have a chance to attack. So let's take a look at some of the new, like, weapons as well. So here's the Drill Stomp boots. That's pretty cool. It's kind of like a spin jump a little bit. So let's look at the volley hammer here. And also, before we look at that, the ranges for different attacks were actually changed, which is really cool. It adds a lot more depth and strategy to the game. So I think it's really cool that they did that. Like the multi-bounce one, that's pretty cool how it kind of covers that area there. And then the legendary iron boots that only covers like one slot here. So that's really cool how these were changed and everything. So then there's like the items as well. So let's see, let's demonstrate the hammer here. And that's pretty cool. It kind of builds off of the fire flower, but yeah, here's the bandits' attacks here. So they steal from you, like the older Paper Mario games. And I think that move is probably based on the Scaredy Rats, since they do a similar thing. Let's take them out with the fire flower here. But yeah, I really like how the combat was improved here. It's actually more difficult than the original game and involves a lot more strategy. Then, as you can notice in the background here, there's also like the different characters and NPCs as well. It's more than just toads, which I like. So I wanted to look at a couple more things here with like some certain designs that they changed. Like the Boomerang Bro has like the classic Paper Mario design, like with the black shell and helmet, which was actually originally from Super Mario Bros. 3, I believe. Since their modern design is blue and everything in most of the modern Mario games, but it is cool to see that like Paper Mario style distinction there. And I'm glad they're doing that again with the Thousand Year Door remake, kind of making the Paper Mario series more distinct from the mainline games. So yeah, I feel like the enemy variety in the desert was definitely improved a lot here. You can also see even like with the NPCs out here with Toads, they actually have different outfits now, which I think is really cool. So yeah, let's move on to another area. So now I wanted to take a look at Overlook Mountain, since a few things were changed aesthetically here, and then also with the enemy placement as well. Like there's more Paper Macho enemies, which I really like. That's also the case with the desert as well, but back here you can see there's some Parabeetles and Paratroopas back there, which I think is definitely pretty nice. It kind of adds to the world building here. And also, another thing I wanted to mention is the fact that the HUD was updated as well. It kind of looks like Super Paper Mario's a little bit. Also Thousand Year Door a little bit as well, but kind of with the style of Origami King, which I like. Okay, so let's fight this enemy here. I'm pretty sure I showed this in the last video, but I like that the Koopas have the, kind of like the shades, like how they did in the classic games. But yeah, I really like how the audience actually has some variety now. It looks nice. But yeah, I really like how they updated the battling here. Then there's the shady Monty Mole there. And then, a few aesthetic changes with the origami enemies. Like, they actually resemble their classic designs. Like, especially with the Goombas, they kind of have the coloration of like, the first three games. And then there's a spiked Goomba back there. Then I also like how the Koopa Troopa NPCs actually have their classic design, and they also kind of had that design in the Color Splash artwork. But it's cool to see this design being used here. So walking in the Toad Town here, we can see that they brought back the candy pops from the first two games, which is really cool. They've actually officially returned with the Thousand Year Door remake releasing next year, but it is cool to see them in Origami King with this mod. So here's Toad Town. We could see, like, they improved the NPCs, like with Toadette. There's one specific thing that I wanted to show here, which is really cool. So there's actually a kitchen now with recipes similar to the ones from the first three Paper Mario games. It does function a little differently due to the limitations of this mod, but it still is really cool to see the kind of the legacy kind of carried on in this mod. But yeah, this new character is called Sweet Tea, and it also references Taste Tea in the background with the picture there. But yeah, basically you have to get different recipes, throughout the game, and then you can actually get really, useful items here that are more useful than most items you'd find, out in the overworld or in shops. So I think that's pretty cool. I feel like it's probably the best compromise in terms of, like, a cooking system in the Origami King. I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, it's really cool to see Toad Town fleshed out with a lot more NPCs. But yeah, and then here's like the one accessory shop with the Dugan, which has some different weapons here. Like one of them is a Quake Hammer, which is from the older Paper Mario games. But yeah, I think that's really cool. So now we're out in the Great Sea here, and we could see like some ravens on the islands here. But yeah, let's see if we can find any like new enemies and things. Okay. So yeah, here's a new enemy. Okay, I think they're just in the overworld so far. But it is cool to see. And I think they're the jellyfish enemies from, Super Mario Bros. 3. I forgot their exact name. But it is cool that they will be implemented. Let's see. I believe I touched on this in the last video, but the PAL block has the, um, classic Paper Mario colors as well. I also noticed that some of the enemies in the background, or characters in the background, I'm kind of meant, um, have some of the same, designs as the classic Paper Mario enemies. Like the Hammer Bro, specifically. And it's cool to see the Yoshis back there as well. Also, I think the Goombas have their classic colors as well. Yeah, it is cool to see that enemy in the overworld, at least. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention that there's actually more item drops this time. But I can't hold a lot of those items, since I think my item, I have like a full capacity of items here. So now I'm at Shogun Studios, and as we can see here, there's a Deonta here, which is pretty cool. And as we can go into the town here, we can see a lot of different NPC species. Like there's the concept art Goomba, which is seems like it's based on the concept art, which is pretty cool. And then a block stepper from 3D World. Great to see a lot of different NPCs based on enemies from the modern Mario games. And a Pokio from Odyssey as well. There really should have been some Odyssey NPCs or enemies in Origami King. So it's great to see that fully realized here with the Pokio. So it's definitely really cool. Then there's a purple Yoshi. And a Goomba there as well with a unique design. But yeah, Shogun Studios in the original game, it was already one of the best like areas in terms of like character designs in Origami King, but this takes it a step farther. I really like how it looks here. And yeah, here's the Shy Guy with the thing on his head. It's pretty cool. And in Shogun Studios, they also changed the shop here. It's another exclusive shop with like a few different items. I really like this concept. It seems like this mod is definitely fleshing out a lot of things that the original game kind of missed on. And this is definitely one of them. So yeah, it's cool that there's an exclusive, like, food item there. But yeah. And then Autumn Mountain here, there's also some new enemies as well. Like, the Fuzzy actually has a battle now. Because, Fuzzies were only, like, overworld enemies in the original version of the game. So yeah, it's cool to see them in battle here. Since you can battle them in the other Paper Mario games. But there's a few other enemies I wanted to show here as well. And then here is a mixture of a few enemies. Like it shows the clefts, like with the regular clefts and the bald clefts. As well as the shoe Goombas as well, or the Karibo shoe, whatever you want to call it. Um but yeah, it's cool seeing like a lot of variety here in terms of different enemies. But yeah, I'm glad the clefts are here in this mod. It's cool seeing some, like, Paper Mario series exclusive enemies. But yeah, the Shoe Goombas were, like, very rare enemies in the original version of the game. But it's cool to see that they're kind of implemented more here. I also wanted to take a look at the, clefts in the overworld as well. Yeah, it's cool to see, like, the Shoe Goombas, like, actually implemented as, like, a full enemy here. Yeah, here's some more clefts. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. And make sure to check out this mod at some point. It's really cool. And also, I'll link the channel that basically covers a lot of information for this mod and everything. So yeah, this is really cool. So anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. And make sure to check out my Discord server if you want to. Goodbye.